Hello everyone, this is Meghavi Manjunath and today I have with me my co-host Quizmaster Vishnu and this is Atulya Jiva, a dedicated quiz on Indian wildlife brought to you by TACON and Curiosity in association with WWF India. As you all might know, this quiz is marking a very special, significant global movement that is Earth Hour. And I think I speak for the both of us when I say this quiz is very close to our hearts because wildlife conservation is one cause I feel very strongly about, and I firmly believe the first step toward conservation is creating awareness, and that's exactly what we are trying to create in our own small way through this quiz. So, welcome you all to Atulya Jiva. Over to my co-host Vishnu, who will take you through the rules now.
Thank you, Megvi. Good evening, everyone. Let's quickly run through the rules. This quiz is being hosted on YouTube. The registered participant, please log on to tacon.org/AG so that you can enter your answers there. You can submit your answers there. And please use your headphones for better experience. There are some audio and video questions. Using headphones will help you. Once you are on tacon.org/AJ, you can find the answer sheet just beside this video if you're using a desktop or a laptop, or under this video if you're using a mobile device. And you can also find the instructions which I'm giving here under the video, under the answer sheet on the same page. Just scroll down and you can see all the instructions there. And this is how you fill the answer sheet. Once the answer sheet is activated, you need to enter your participant's name. That is the name of the participant as entered while registering for the quiz. Then click next to enter your email ID. Your email ID should be entered exactly as you entered while making the payment for this quiz. And then answer number one, you need to put your answer in the answer section and then click on next so that you can move on to the next question or next answer. So if there are some questions where you need to give one or more answers, like we ask in the question to give X and Y. So if we ask for X, you need to enter the answer for X in the X section, and you need to enter the answer for the Y in the Y section, just like you see on the screen. So you need to enter X and Y and then click submit. Don't enter both the answers in the same section. Next, once you submit the answer sheet at the end of the quiz, there are 22 questions in this quiz. Once you submit the answer sheet at the end of the quiz, you will see this on your screen. Once you see this, that means your answers have been successfully submitted. And do not use any special characters like full stop, comma, slash, question mark, anything. So give simple answers in English. Only English answers are accepted. Don't give answers in any other language. The answer sheet will be deactivated after 60 seconds at the end of the last question. So at the end of the last question, we'll play a small video. At the end of the video, the answer sheet will be deactivated. So you can't submit your answers after that. So make sure you enter your answers as the quiz goes on. Don't delay. Do not refresh this page. You might lose the answers you already entered. At the bottom of this page, you'll find the links for YouTube video and also the Google form where you can open them separately if you're finding it difficult to enter answers on this. And there's no time to Google. Each question will be displayed for a limited amount of time and will not be replaying the questions. However, you can rewind the video and go through the questions again. So there will be a limited amount of time. Keep that in mind. We're doing this to mark the Earth Hour. So after the end of this quiz, the quiz will be ending around 8:20. 8:30, please switch off your lights and mark the Earth Hour. All the best. So we're going to question number one. I hope everyone has filled the answer sheet with the name and email ID and came to the question number one. So here is the question number one. Aristocophis dash is a venomous viper species endemic to the deserts of Pakistan, Iran, Afghanistan, and some parts of India. It is named after a person who demarcated a controversial international boundary of India. Fill in the blank or simply identify the person. So we are talking about a man after whom this species is named, and the man has demarcated a controversial international boundary. Give us the man's name or fill in the blank. That was question number one. Moving on to question number two.
Seen in the picture is a mascot of a major men's hockey tournament held at Bhubaneswar some time ago. What was the official name of this mascot? And there is a second part to the question: identify the species that it is based on. Obviously the answers are interlinked. If you identify the species, you will be able to name the mascot as well. It's sort of a nickname which is derived from the name of the animal. So here the major hint being the location where this tournament was held. Moving on to question number 3.
For the first time in the history of the world, a young girl climbed into a tree one day, a princess, and after having what she described as her most thrilling experience, she climbed down from the tree the next day, a queen. God bless her. These were the words by a man who served as the bodyguard to the Princess Elizabeth during her visit to Kenya in 1952. Which famous conservationist closely associated with Indian wildlife are we talking about? This is a simple answer. Just think about a famous conservationist closely associated with Indian wildlife whom we all definitely know, and that's the answer. Moving on to question number 4.
We are talking about an animal that derives its name from the Dutch word for a small deer. This animal gets its alternative name from an alarm call it gives out when threatened. Two parts to the question: identify the animal that you can see in the next video, and the nickname or an alternative name that stuck because of this alarm call it makes. This sounds like something else, and hence the name stuck. So, two parts: name the animal and the alternative name given to it. So this is one of those animals abundantly found in the Indian wild. In fact, in the IUCN Red List, this is categorized under least concern. So just tell me the name that is derived from the Dutch for a small deer, and then the alternative name because of the sound it makes. Moving on to question number
5. So, during a selection
5.
process in 1963, X almost won the title, but it is believed to have lost it to Y for one reason of being misspelled. The throne in question is the name of Y. Identify X and Y. Try to identify what's the name of the throne in the picture. You'll get Y, and then from there you can detect what X might have been. That was question number 5. Moving on to question number 6. And question number 5 is a two-part question. So enter X in X section and Y in Y section. Question number 6.
Which biennial report published by WWF is based on data collected in collaboration with Zoological Society of London? This is the world's leading science-based analysis on the health of our planet and the impact of human activity. Quite a simple question. Just give us the name of the report that is published by WWF every 2 years. Moving on to question number 7.
Question number 7. While releasing the results of India's tiger census, PM Modi referred to two Bollywood movies, that is X and Y, to indicate the progress of tiger conservation from meager numbers in 2010 to the country becoming a safe place for the animal to be alive, that is Y. So just give me the two names referred by PM Modi during the launch of India's tiger census in 2019. One name X represents meager numbers in 2010, and Y represents country becoming a safe place for animal to be alive. That was question number 7. Moving on to question number 8.
Here is question number 8. 9% of the edible salt produced in India is produced at a place which derives its name from a goddess who represents the vegetarian diet in India. Her name literally translates to vegetable bearer. Identify this Ramsar wetland site. This is listed among the Ramsar wetland sites in India. Just give me the name of this lake that we are talking about. Moving on to question number 9.
Question number 9. Diclofenac is a drug that was extensively used to treat the cattle fevers and inflammations in 80s. As an indirect consequence of this, a certain species, revered by a very rich community in India, saw 99% of its population deplete in less than 4 decades. Name the animal and the community that faced a peculiar issue because of this depletion. So we're talking about an animal and a rich community which reveres this animal very much. So, and they're facing a problem. They're facing a peculiar issue because of the depletion of the population of this animal in last 40 years. Which animal and community are we talking about? Remember, this is a two-part question. Enter the animal and the community name. That was question number 9. Moving on to question number 10.
Seen in picture is a wildlife sanctuary called Save Animals Initiative, or simply SAI. This is located in Kodagu district of Karnataka. Developed in 1991 in 55 acres of land, it has gradually expanded to 300 acres now. My question is, what unique distinction is held by SAI Sanctuary in India? This is one of its kind. So what? That is the question. Tell me the unique distinction held by this sanctuary. Moving on to the next question.
This is question number 11. In picture, you can see the stamp of K.M. Munshi, a well-known freedom fighter. However, his greatest contribution to the environment of India was during his term as a Minister of Food and Agriculture, when he started a tradition by planting a tree at Rajghat in the first week of July of 1950. Which tradition started by him are we talking about? So think about the timeline of the year mentioned here, that is the first week of July. Think about a tradition that happens in India that was started by him. That gives you the answer. This was question number 11. Moving on to question number 12.
Question number 12. A train connecting Kolkata to Kathgodam in Uttarakhand is named after the Hindi name of an endangered animal species protected in a nearby national park. What is the name of this train? That's all you need to tell me. And the blank there is indicative of the size of the answer. So look at it carefully. Just give me the Hindi name of this endangered animal. Moving on to question number 13.
Question number 13. In Persian, Azad means free. The scientific name of which tree native to India, high in medicinal value, is derived from the Persian words literally meaning the free tree of India. So this tree can be found in every place of India. And think about a tree with high medicinal values. That's the answer. Which tree are we talking about? That was question number 13. Moving on to question number 14.
Depending upon the vegetation found in the region, these majestic nests could be composed entirely of pine leaves, bamboo leaves, or sometimes even oak leaves. Identify the creature that builds such nests on the forest floor. Found mainly in the western Ghats of India. So which creature are we talking about? Moving on to the next question.
Eriovixia dash, a spider species discovered in Karnataka, is named after a world famous fictional character who was the original owner of a certain artifact. Simply fill in the blank. Fill in the blank from a fictional character who originally owned a certain artifact. That was question number 15, an easy one. Moving on to question number 16.
So here is question number 16. Madras Sappers are the oldest of the three engineering corps of the Indian Army. They initially assisted the British Army and then later the Indian Army in many decisive battles. The regiment's legacy in these battles is denoted by different animal insignias. In fact, if you visit their headquarters here in Bangalore on Asai Road, you can find all these symbols prominently exhibited in the entrance. For example, the lesson on Asai, which was fought in Maharashtra, this is denoted by an elephant, while their contribution in the Indo-China War is denoted by a dragon. So here is an image. Take a good look at it. This animal denotes their first victory post-independence. Name the animal and which decisive battle is denoted by this is the question. This was a battle that was fought in 1948. Don't give me the name of the war. That's not enough. Give me the name of the battle and the animal that it is denoted by. So basically, they've taken a species that is endemic to that particular region. You have a bit of the name prominently visible in the image. We left it as it is so that it can give you a hint. Give me the name of the battle and then the animal. Moving on to the next question.
Question number 17. Seen in this picture is a Rajput king who reigned over a minor princely state of Sarguja in Madhya Pradesh. Something he did in 1948 had a major consequence on Indian wildlife. What is his claim to ill fame? What controversial thing did he do which has a major negative impact on Indian wildlife we are talking about? That was question number 17. A simple answer, a simple explanatory answer. You can explain this in 3 or 4 words. Moving on to question number 18.
Question number 80. So when we say wildlife, it's not always limited to just animals and birds. You need to think beyond one kingdom, just one kingdom. This organism is said to flourish only when the air is pure and disappears when pollution starts. It is considered as the most significant bioindicator of ecosystem fluctuations. Often used as a flavoring agent in many cuisines, it is a major ingredient in the preparation of the famed Galauti kebab. Uttarakhand, which houses around 660 species of this organism, recently developed country's first national park dedicated to these. What organisms are we talking about? Because this is extensively used in cooking in various Indian languages, it may have different names. So please avoid giving the local names. Just give us the English term, the umbrella term for all these species. Just give us that one term in English. What is it called as? What organism are we talking about?
Question number 19. You can see two pictures here. We simply need what are these organisms. The question reads, Dr. K.K. Muhammad Koya Dash Dash Conservation Reserve is the first of its kind in the world by Government of India to prevent the exploitation of this species near Lakshadweep Islands. Fill in the blank. The blanks are not indicative. We just need the species name that you can see in the picture that fills in the blank given in the question. Look at the species, look what it resembles. You might arrive at the answer. That was question number 19. Moving on to question number 20.
Here is question number 20. This occurs year on year during September in a small stretch of 1500 by 200 meters in this village between 6:30 to 9 p.m. One of the theories suggests that a combination of high altitude, high winds, and fog leads to this kind of disorientation, while the other theory says that the weather of the region leads to change in the magnetic qualities of the underground water that causes this disoriented state. The mystery, however, remains largely unsolved. What occurrence are we talking about? Is the question. Something strange that happens in a part of India? Just tell us. We are looking for few key terms. If we find that, then your answer will be considered correct. Moving on to the next question.
Question number 21. It is believed that Kashmir region was once a huge lake occupied by a demon named Jalodhava. Lord Vishnu incarnated as Varaha to free the earth from this demon. Which city in Kashmir hence has its name associated with the birth of Varaha and literally means the root of boar in Sanskrit? We just need a city's name in Kashmir, which is quite often in news, which derives its name from this story described in the question about a demon and the form of Vishnu. That was question number 21.
So that brings us to the final question for the day, question number 22. I'll read out the question, and at the end of the question, we'll play a video which is 1 minute in length. So please make sure you submit your answers before that video ends, because your answers will be deactivated post that. So we'll quickly move on to the final question. Here is question number 22. These animals are so enmeshed in the local culture that it is impossible for a child in Assam to have grown up without learning this rhyme. And the rhyme goes something like, I may not sound correct when I read it. Holo util toko goso logai hodomodo. So basically it's translated as Holo climbed a palm tree in a big hurry, but the falling dewdrops drenched its coat, which was furry. Identify this animal, which holds a unique distinction among the 26 primates found in India. Here is the audio. sound comes from the fact that it makes this hollow sound when it calls out. Give me the name of the animal. So that was the final question for the day. As you all know, this quiz marked a very special movement, that is Earth Hour 2021. Here is a clipping regarding the same. Please submit your answers by the end of the clipping. Here it is.
We can't physically be together shoulder to shoulder, but we are together screen to screen.
When we all unite, we can overcome the most difficult of challenges.
Join me and millions around the world.
Earth Hour.
I'm switching off for Earth Hour because I think our planet is worth fighting for.
Earth Hour has been a moment for millions of people.
小时首次开启线上互动仪式。
Change starts with us.
And it doesn't matter how small the thing you're doing.
If we can all make small steps in our daily lives, it all adds up to make a big difference.
The COVID-19 pandemic has taught us new ways to work together and support one another. As we emerge from this challenging health, social and economic crisis, it is important that we continue to work together to face the planet's climate and nature crisis. Join us on the 27th of March at 8:30 p.m. for Earth Hour and Speak Up for Nature.
As you all know, change starts with us. It's the small lifestyle changes that we make today which will benefit our planet for generations to come. So please join us this Earth Hour in turning off your non-essential lights between 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. tonight to speak up for nature. Well, viewers, let me take a moment to thank Worldwide Fund for Nature, that is WWF India, who supported us in this little initiative of ours. The top 3 participants from today's quiz will receive special prizes. Also, the top 10 participants will receive some prizes from WWF. Apart from this, the top 10% of today's quiz will receive a cash reward from us.
Post the Earth Hour, we'll be back with the answers for this quiz on the YouTube channel of TACON at 9:40 p.m. Until then, goodbye.
The COVID-19 pandemic has taught us new ways to work together and support one another. As we emerge from this challenging health, social and economic crisis, it is important that we continue to work together to face the planet's climate and nature crisis.
Together in this, together we're strong and never alone.
Let us all put our hearts
The health of nature.
We must act now.
Common solution.
Working together
Strongly support
nuestro planeta.
humanity's impact
Now
on
is
the
the
planet.
time to act.
Don't give up on all, it's gonna get better. 'Cause we are together, you're my
Join us on the 27th of March at 8:30 p.m. for Earth Hour and Speak Up for Nature.
Connect to Earth. It is our only home and we are all in this together.
Happy Earth Hour. Happy Earth Hour.